It off with some RMU men's soccer. Kevin, take it away.
Yeah, that's right. They took on Mercyhurst on Monday afternoon. They got their first win last week against St. Francis, looking to keep their winning ways going. We've got highlights from that game as the Colonials look to get their second win in a row at home. Underway at the North Athletic Complex, Colonials versus the Lakers. And we're going to start things off early, just 4 minutes in, and there's already some early game drama. This shot from Kyle Hele ends up hitting the left post, and it caroms perfectly to Riley Kutchbach, who kicks it in for the Lakers goal. Goalkeeper Josh Lane not happy about it, as you can see. Thought there was some contact. You also saw Luis Felipe Santos in there as well. The goal does stand.
Yeah, what a start for Mercyhurst, coming in, all programs moving up to D1 and coming in here. And it was a physical game, Kevin.
Yeah, that next bit of drama, this game got physical in a hurry. 29 combined fouls, 7 total yellow cards, with 6 going against Mercyhurst. No red cards though, and more importantly, no goals as the first half came to a close.
Yeah, all that contact didn't lead to cards. It was the Mercyhurst Lakers delaying time that led to a lot of cards.
53rd minute now, Tim Coxulap with the left foot flick. You see the goalie, Danilo Abayo, eat a face full of post as he saves it. A great save by Abayo, and one of a few that he makes in this game. The Colonials tried their best peppering Abayo. They had chance after chance. There was a nice save by Abayo there with a shot up top, and another chance with a potential header from Gabe Norris. There you see Coxulap's shot again, and another one from Lucas Barossi that gets saved. A frustrating clinic for the Colonials from Abayo. Now, the Lakers have a chance. 70th minute, they look to extend their lead to 2-0, but it sails high and left. Colonials with a chance now. Some nice two-man game. Gilly action, as now Logan Gilly's going to get it back from his brother, and he's going to streak down the left side of the field. But Abayo sells out here, makes the dive, and makes the stop. Trips up Gilly in the process, but he makes the save, and Gilly is frustrated.
Yeah, great performance by Abayo. Can't fault the Colonials for effort today.
Beautiful crossfield pass by William Doddsy off of Wubo. Abayo sells out. Somehow the Colonials don't score. I really have no idea how. It's a perfect crossfield pass. Abayo sells out trying to make the save, and he just gets lost there, but it's saved by Mario Ganser, and the Colonials fall short, 1-0.
Yeah, that last play, close to offsides, but it didn't matter here. But we're going to stay on the knack as women's soccer took on Dartmouth. Let's take a look at how this game fared. We're going to go, and we start off against Dartmouth. First, the final non-conference meeting between the two teams for the Colonials. And take a look here. First game against an Ivy League school since 2009, and we're going to start off with a corner kick, and Emily Rocco on the goal line keeps it out early, making the save. And this is just an unbelievable kick, keeping it out of the zone, the goal. Take a look back to just last Sunday, Morgantown, West Virginia. AJ Rodriguez makes the move, and then Emily Rocco makes a stop at the goal line. I can't believe it's happened back-to-back weeks. Without her, the Colonials would be down in these games. Take a look side by side, Kevin.
Yeah, just some amazing athleticism from Rocco. You see the one on the right, definitely in contention for this week's top 5 plays.
Yeah, and then Alina Seals makes a move, takes the shot, and it goes off the crossbar, and we remain tied through the first half. Let's move on. Second half, Seals sends it into the box, bounces around, and on the clear, Julia Becerra gets a handball on it, whiffs on it, and it leads to this penalty kick, and Haley Rorick will deliver for the Big Green. Bottom left corner, just out of the reach of Brenna Murray, and the Big Green go up 1-0 early in the second half. But late in the second half, here we go. Paloma Swankler running to the middle of the field, kicks it outside the box, past Allie Connors for the goal. Tie game. RMU 0-8 all time against Ivy League schools. They are no more thanks to Paloma Swankler, giving this one a 1-1 draw for the Colonials.
She made that one from the Washington parking lot. Very nice to see the Colonials able to survive and get a tie there. Now we'll move inside as the Robert Morris volleyball team was in action in the Colonial Classic with a pair of matchups, and we'll take a look and see how they fared in both of those matchups at.
Yeah, let's hop right into this Chick-fil-A Robinson Classic. We have Azra Erich with the block, putting the Colonials up. They go up 2-0, but Coppin State come soaring back as the Golden Eagles tie it at 2 sets apiece. We hop in 4th set. Big point tie game, the race to 15 in this 5th set. We're tied at 13 and we move on, and this was a big play. Coppin State thinks they got the point. Danny Doherty, look at him over there, immediately turns around and gets a green card. Jaden Hockman reaches out, just gets her hand under it, no points, and look at the celebration of the team. Colonials match point, and they have a little bit of a battle here. It gets a little close, but they pick up the win over Coppin State, move 11-0 against them all time.
2 matches in 2 days at the UPMC Event Center. Set 1 against Niagara. Janiyah Robinson stuffs Azra Erich. The Knights rally to take set 1. Set 2 now early on. Jocelyn Jordan spikes it. The libero tips it up, and it becomes a mad scramble for the Knights. They get it back over with the libero. Jordan gets another chance here off the set, but it just goes past the right side, and it's a big point for the Colonials. This rally would go into extras in set 2. Colonials up 29-28, but the Knights tie it with a spike by Larissa Imbuziero. Niagara now up 1, looking for the set point. This attempt here by Tatum Atolsky sails wide, and the Knights take a 2-0 set lead.
Yeah, Colonials played a lot of extra points in this game, this whole tournament.
They did. Set 3 saw Niagara pull ahead late, and they closed it out here with a 25-19 win for the sweep.
Now we move on to the crosstown rival. They were the co-host of the Chick-fil-A Robinson Classic, and we move in. First set, Duquesne gets the point and takes the set 25-17. And now here we go again. Duquesne, another set point, and they get it. Hockman can't handle the perfect bump set and spike. This is their 4th straight year these two teams have met. Let's take a look at this play here. Jaden Hockman, diving effort, makes the save, gets a beautiful dig, and does it once again to keep it up. And then it keeps on going into the Colonials' favor. It's a long battle, but as I was saying, 4th straight year of these two teams meeting at the Chick-fil-A Robinson Classic. 2-2 all time. They split it so far. There's the point. Colonials would take that set 32-30, as I was saying, extra volleyball. But Duquesne would take this 3-1.
It was a busy weekend for Robert Morris volleyball as they tried to salvage some of those games from the Colonial Classic. Also a busy weekend for Jaden Hockman. On the floor, she was diving around to make some of those plays.
Yeah, and they got to get ready for the Charleston Invitational this weekend. And one big note that we missed during those highlights, Natalie Stepanovich left that second game against Niagara. She only played 1 set, so that's a big piece of the Colonials puzzle that they need.
It sure was.
When we come back, we got football coming up here on Colonial Sports Center, so stay tuned.
Do you want to meet a family with a transgender kid? Here we are. Max loves to do backflips. Max loves to play his ukulele. Max loves to just be a kid and just be himself. When I found out I was pregnant, all I really wanted was a happy, healthy, whole child. And that's what I got. I think it's really important for people to know that trans kids don't have a political agenda. They are just kids. Like any parent, we love our kids unconditionally, and we will never stop fighting for them. Stand with us. Protect our families.
Wait! Not in the toilet!
No, don't do that. No.
Don't hit your brother! Oh!
Not again.
What did I tell you about playing in the mud?
Raffy, not so close to the pool. Wait!
Frankie, happy. What are you doing? We told you never to touch the gun!
I'm sorry, I didn't think it was that big of a
You
deal.
could have hurt yourself!
Safely store your guns. Unload, lock, and away from ammo.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. RMU football looked to improve off of a decent start against FBS Utah State as they led at halftime, and they went on to take on Edinburgh this week. last week. Let's take a look at what happened in this game. Bernard Clark's Colonials take on the Edinburgh Fighting Scots, led by former RMU player and assistant Jake Nolf. We start off. Isaac Bernard, he would have a big game. Leads this opening drive, chewing off clock. Down the field, Jeremiah Neely gets the Fighting Scots in within the 5-yard line and cap off this beautiful drive. Bernard throws it to Tegan Brown for a 5-yard touchdown. And what a start for the Fighting Scots. A D2 school coming into the Joe and setting the tone, and it wouldn't stop there. Reed Martin from Cam Wickline's alma mater, Plum, hits this onside kick to stun the Colonials. They haven't even touched the ball, and we're 10 minutes into the game. They won't do anything with that. But later on, when they get possession again, Bernard throws it to Tegan Brown once again. 3 Colonials around him, and he comes up with the grab on 3rd and 8. Take another look at this one. Throws it just wide open, perfectly placed. That leads us to Bo Schwartz coming in, Wildcat formation with just under 5 minutes remaining, and the Fighting Scots go up 14-0 on the Colonials, leaving a couple jaws dropped, but Chickett to Noah Robinson would get the Colonials going right here for a nice 25-yard gain and a first down. Now, we cap that off. Chickett, back shoulder throw to Chaz Middleton for the Colonials, touchdown. We cut the lead down to 2, or 1 possession. Now, Bernard throws it. Rob Carter Jr. gets the INT, second interception in 2 games. Not nearly as spectacular as the last game, but you know, he's hyped up. He took home a nice pair of Randy Moss You Got Moss gloves. Now we go. Tyvon Edmonds Jr. with the move, 15-yard rushing touchdown. What a play. Take another look at this. Runs in, makes a beautiful cut to the left, leaves the defenders on a slipping slide. Take another look from the back angle. Just the cut. The players look like they're playing on a field in Brazil. Go Birds. Now we move on to the 3rd quarter, and going down the field is Bernard with his 3rd touchdown pass, this time to Clayton Beazon. Another look at this one. Tight end gets it, just crosses the goal line, and we're getting into a little bit of a scary time if you're a Colonial fan. 4th quarter, Colonials driving down the field. Chickett to Lucas Landon for the nice 22-yard gain, gets them into the red zone and in striking distance to tie this one up, and that's exactly what they would do as DJ Moyer with the 12-yard rushing touchdown out to the right, open field, open lane, in for 6. Colonials would tie it up, and not often you see 2 special teams plays on a highlight package, but here we go again. Reed Martin punts it from the 15-yard line. It goes the whole way to the other 15-yard line and bounces right to the 1. Perfect play. There's a flag on the play, so from the 1 yard, half the distance to the goal, they back it up, and it leads right to this. Tristan Waldeer blitzes Anthony Chickett. Fumble on the play, rolls out of the back of the end zone. We're going to wait and see what the refs call it. It's a safety, and the Fighting Scots are going nuts. Take a look. Waldeer unblocked, straight to Chickett, and out of the end zone goes the ball for the safety. Those 2 points would be huge. Final drive, 4th and 1 from the shotgun. That's a bold strategy, Cotton, and it does not pay off for the Colonials. Turnover on downs. That's the end of the game. A D2 school team comes into the Joe Walton Stadium and takes it from the Colonials. And to talk more on this disappointing performance, we have Kevin Ploucha sitting with Caden Hyde and Joey Dramasic. Kevin, take it away.
Cam, thank you. And this is a game that definitely deserves more discussion, because the Colonials went from a team talked about all throughout the country to a team talked about all throughout the country for all the wrong reasons. So as Cam mentioned, I'm joined by Caden Hyde and Joey Dramasic. Guys, first, what's the biggest takeaway? I know there's probably a lot, but what's the biggest takeaway from this loss to Edinburgh?
The biggest takeaway I had from this game is this team looked like they played with no energy. This team looked like they went out there, like they took Edinburgh for granted because they're a D2 school. It's something that plagues a lot of Pittsburgh sports, the Steelers, the Pirates, the Penguins. It's just playing down to competition. It's the idea, I don't know if it's just psychological or what, of just going into a team that you should very easily beat on paper and then just somehow losing. It's something that should not happen given the circumstances. When we wanted to, I could tell that our running backs were faster, our tight ends were bigger and stronger, our quarterback had a stronger arm. It's just they weren't really cohesively being put together in a way to win a football game.
And kind of going off what Caden said, you know, the offense just was a little slow. I mean, they looked like deflated. Like when your defense is only letting up 21 points, you're kind of put in a good position to win a football game. And when you only get 220, 230 yards, and with very little chances at scoring, you're just not going to win any football games. So kind of the offense I think, let the defense down in this one.
Yeah, and very little time of possession in the first quarter, too, after that onside kick, which obviously nobody was expecting. The Colonials have lost to a D2 school in the past with Kentucky State in the Clark era. Does that rival it? Does this top it? Was this the worst loss in the Bernard Clark era for the Colonials?
I feel like just because of how close we were to winning, like if we made one or two less mistakes, we would have won this game. It just, the onside kick, after that 10-minute long first drive, opening drive that ended in a touchdown, I wanted to get an onside kick and get the ball back on within 60 yards of the end zone. It's something that just shouldn't happen. Like that, and especially the safety at the end of the game that ended up putting Edinburgh up by 2. And then most of all, running shotgun on a 4th and 1. If you're going to run shotgun on 4th and 1, it better be a pass. Because if you're going to run the ball, you do it at I formation. You do it at a single back. It gives the running back more opportunity to get the ball and run forward. If you run out of shotgun, the running back never gets the momentum he needs to run through a pile. It's just one or two less mistakes and we win this game. That's just how agonizingly close it was.
Once again, I'm going to agree with Caden, but doing some research and kind of looking at the history under the Clark era, one game that really caught my eye was the Duquesne game in 2017, his first year, losing that game 51-14 at home. The kind of rivalry, the Pittsburgh rivalry, losing that game in his first year, that probably would come close to this, but as Caden said, the game was just so close, and then those two mistakes really put the Colonials in a bad spot, and the kind of atmosphere was kind of dead after that safety.
Certainly a rough loss and a lot to take away from it in a negative manner, but do you guys think that can the Colonials salvage their season?
I'm going to say yes. They are 2 games into the season. They still have 10 games. They have Mercyhurst coming to town on Saturday at noon. They have time. After this loss to Edinburgh, they should have some sense of pride, and they should have some energy going into this game. Okay, we lost one. We lost a very close one. How could we come back and get a win at home, get the fans kind of riled up, and even the fans show them that there is still some point into the season. Losing to a D2 school is not good at all when you're a D1 school, excuse me. But just getting it back in the win column would be a big kind of momentum booster for the Colonials to kind of ride out the rest of the season.
Just anything for a confidence booster. That's pretty much what I had written down. Just something positive to go in the way of this season. I mean, Joey and I are both freshmen. We've been on campus maybe 3 weeks, almost a month, and it feels like after one football game, we've already been the most relevant as a football team that the Colonials have been in such a long time with that Rob Carter Jr. interception. And also kudos to him on getting a second interception in this game as well. But it just feels like this team needs something to really get them going, some kind of confidence booster. Like I said, I could tell from the game just how they looked worn down. They looked like the morale was low. They need something to a jolt of energy to get them going, and hopefully that can happen this Saturday against Mercyhurst.
It's certainly a big game on Saturday against Mercyhurst at Joe Walton Stadium. Joey, Caden, thank you guys for joining me. We're going to send it back over to Cam.
Thank you, guys. Well, women's hockey is just weeks away, but we already got preseason awards and hardware handed out. Stay tuned and find out what it is on Colonial Sports Center.
Ten, nine, eight,
Colonial Sports Center. Let's see it, see. Women's basketball.
Found my heart out there in the open. Trees make you feel smaller. Can't help but get lost again. If I need a break, know where I'm going. Where the water's flowing, I'd rather be floating. If it's something I can count on to be free.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Cam, as you mentioned before the break, we've got some preseason hockey awards to hand out.
Yes, let's take a look at the preseason poll for not the CHA, but the AHA, the new conference, just realigned a little bit. Take a look here. Robert Morris coming in third place, exactly where they were last year, right behind the eventual winners, Penn State and Mercyhurst, who they were so close to beating in that semifinal matchup, going up 1-0 and then losing the next two. Tough break for the Colonials, but they're placed third, and you never know what's going to happen in hockey. Hopefully by the end of the year, they are at number 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you mentioned, that was a thrilling series against Mercyhurst, but they came up just short there. As I mentioned, we've got some awards to give out to a certain someone who was absolutely dominant last year, and that is Elena Giampietro being named to the AHA first team. And she has a ton of accolades, and you're going to see them here in a second. But she had a giant first year as a Colonial. CHA Rookie of the Year. You see all her accolades there. Tallied 19 goals and 12 assists. It was a massive year for her, and she was the only RMU player selected on the All-AHA preseason team.
Yeah, dominating force. The redshirt freshman transferred from Ohio State. Rookie of the Year, All-Rookie team, 2 Rookie of the Months, 4 Rookie of the Weeks. It was an unbelievable offensive season, leading the team as a freshman, 31 points, 19 goals, as you said. But just first year back, she was a major figure in getting them into the playoffs and challenging the eventual losers in Mercyhurst.
Yeah, and she's going to be another huge name to keep an eye on as the Colonials try to upend Penn State and Mercyhurst this season.
Yeah,
Cam,
well...
sorry, go ahead, Cam.
Yeah, now let's take a look at another fall sport that's going on. We are at golf. Kevin, what happened this last weekend at the Colonel Shootout?
The Colonel Shootout, the Colonials placed third in that event with a score of +2. You see the winners, Eastern Kentucky, wow, -24. Colonials 854 total strokes. This was last weekend, Saturday and Sunday at the Colonel Shootout. They finished a respectable third.
Yeah, Eastern Kentucky just ran away with this one, -24. That's unbelievable. But let's take a look at the individual stats here. As you'll see, Colonial, Ben Sheridan, finishing -3 with 210 strokes, finishing tied for 6th, and outside the top 10, Chuck Tassagir finished -1, tied for 12th, 212 strokes total. So a good outing for the Colonials.
Absolutely was. Now, Cam, when we come back, it's time for our favorite time of the show that we missed sorely throughout the summer. It's Top Plays, and we'll give you our games to watch next on CSC.
Bring it.
Minus me interrupting you.
So washed.
I know.
Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home. Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry. I'll see you later.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
We are back, and it's time to heat this thing up with our top 5 plays of the week. Let's hop right into it, not wasting any time. Number 5. He was number 1 last week. We all saw it. Everyone in the world saw it. Snoop Dogg saw it. But this week, Rob Carter Jr. with the interception again. 2 picks, 2 weeks, having a tremendous start to his year. There's my shot. I got all up in that celebration. My camera was on his head at one point, but a phenomenal play.
Rob Carter Jr. might be the only one so far having a nice year for the Colonials. It's just an unfortunate loss, but he comes up with a big play there to try and salvage the win.
Yeah, he's got some nice gloves too.
Number 4, we go to women's soccer against Dartmouth. Corner kick from Dartmouth. It's kept in the air. Brenna Murray tries to stop the header, but Emily Rocco with the karate-style kick, right leg kick, to save the goal. We'll take a look at it again. The goalie goes all out, but Emily Rocco's there to save the day.
Yeah, a phenomenal play. Back-to-back weeks on Colonial Sports Center, top 5 plays. But here we go again. This was a huge goal. There wasn't much energy. You thought it would be another loss, but Paloma Swinkler says, not today. She scores the game-tying goal that would force the draw against Dartmouth. Just a phenomenal shot right over Allie Connors.
Number 2, we go to volleyball. This is match point for Duquesne. Big moment here. Jaden Hawkman on the ground. We mentioned her earlier. This isn't just a one-time thing, though, for her as Duquesne tries to keep the rally alive. There she is again on the court, keeping things alive at the Cooper Fieldhouse. Beautiful effort from Jaden Hawkman as she tried to keep that point alive.
That's my strategic management class partner right there, Jaden Hawkman. But we go to our number 1 play. Tavon Edmonds Jr. He was the Phil Steele NEC Offensive Player of the Year preseason award for a reason. Look at this cut back. Whoop! Everyone, as Colby Sherwin might say, but leaves everyone slipping. What a play. We need more of that this year.
Did someone say Tyvon Edmonds Jr.? He's the subject of my game to watch this weekend. The Colonials in action against Mercyhurst at home. Discussed it earlier on the roundtable, but he's going to be a big factor in the Colonials trying to get back on the winning track.
Yeah, huge. We've seen so many Lakers so far this year, and once again, moving up to D1. Hopefully we can beat them in something. It hasn't gone right for the Colonials.
Adam Urania's been solid too, passing for almost 500 yards in 2 games. 5 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, huge NEC game for the Colonials, trying to get back on track. But also starting conference play, my game to watch, we got men's soccer against Northern Kentucky at the NAC. Chase Gilley, 1 goal. He has 6 shots on the year. I think he breaks through once again this game. That's my Cam's pick of the week. But he's got to solve Nick Lemon. 5 games, 16 saves, 2 shutouts, 1.11 goals against average. Phenomenal play by him to start the year. Colonials coming off 3 straight games winning against the Norse, but a huge game. Alumni weekend, a lot of alumni there. Got to impress them. Make sure the team's up to standards.
Yep, 2 big games to watch this weekend.
Yeah, well, thank you everybody for tuning in and watching Colonial Sports Center. I've been Cam Macariola.
I'm Kevin Plowchett.
This is Kevin Plowchett. Thanks everyone up top for being with us. And we'll catch you next week.